And we're back again. So, what had happened after that was this guy that he was homeless. We let him come in. We found that he was a sociopath. We shouldn't have done that. Yep, Roger. His name was Roger. Things got so bad in there, we actually left the house and left a homeless man stay there in our house when we moved out. My ex, Lindy, the kids, everybody, we moved out. Because the house was 6,000 square feet. So it had 3 kitchens, 6 bathrooms, but like 2 dining rooms, like 4, whatever. I mean, the place is huge. So I went back in there to get my stuff. And we had a big round room with a grand piano in it. And I had stuff in there bagged and I went to get it. And he came in and he was dripping blood from his wrist down his hands and it was falling on the white carpet.
Yeah, it had like a cream color
carpet. Yep, it was like a white cream color carpet. The blood was gushing out of him, falling onto the carpet. And he goes, "Thanks to you, you made me kill my cat." He was wearing a yellow t-shirt. He had blood on the t-shirt. The blood was hitting the rug. I said, "Get the whatever out of my way."
Yeah, because you were trying to get your stuff.
Because I knew the house was bad. It was going to take more than me. There had already been a priest out there when this little kid got burned up to death out on the front yard. They landed a helicopter to get a priest had already been out there, a Catholic priest. I didn't think at this point there was help for the house because, well, the house itself has a very long history. So I went out that door to that room, down 3 steps, opened up the second door, and went down the spiral staircase, out to the front yard, and put the stuff in my car. When I got to the car, he was already out there. The only other way for him to get out of the house, which he didn't do with me because I went down that staircase, was for him to take 2 steps down, go down a long flight of stairs, go in a door, out through all the way through the other section of the house, out the back door, and all the way around. There's no way he could have made it out there before me. But there he was, in his yellow t-shirt, with no blood on it and no blood on his hands. No blood anywhere on his wrists. So what was I looking at? Now, prior to that, before we moved out, now you know John, you know my son. He's not afraid of anything.
Right. My
son is truly the definition, and Steve, is it true, of a badass. He does not take shit. He won't take shit. He's not afraid of nothing. Sometimes that gets him in trouble. I don't think he ever cried a day in his life, but he's up in his room and he comes down screaming and he is crying. This haggy old woman had come to his window trying to yank him out of the window on the 4th floor. And I knew when he's crying, he ain't playing. So something went on. So one day I'm up there and I'm talking to him. His father's downstairs on the side yard. We can look out his window from the 4th floor and see his father outside working on the car. Next thing we hear footsteps and there's his father. His father's talking to us in the bedroom. Me, John, and his father. I look out the window. He walks out the front door. I look out the window and there's his father working on the car. So who the hell was I talking to? Who were we talking to? Because the djinn, the evil djinn, can take physical form and take on the full personality and looks of whoever it wants to.
That's so crazy.
In your family. And that is what was in that house. Now, when we moved out, I went up to get some of his stuff. When I walked into that room, I swear to God, everything I'm telling you guys is true. We need to do tours of this house just so people can really experience paranormal activity. And the whole room was covered in a clear jelly from ceiling, like this high. From ceiling to rug to floor. Do you remember me telling you that?
Yes.
Covered in a clear gel. We go back in there the next day, it's gone. There's nothing there. But now it also had a secret room built into the wall. You had to press on the wall to get this door to pop open. They had kept a child up there hidden away. Because in the old days, they did that. If the child was born with something wrong with it, they would hide it away. Then there was also a secret half of the house near the tower room that was a hidden room. painted all in red with a pentagram on the
hated
floor.
that room.
And it still looks like that today.
Oh, God, I hated that room. What do you mean it looks like that today? They never...
Up in the tower room, no, because nobody goes in there. They're afraid to. No one goes in there. It has a sliding wall and everything to get to it. There was a pentagram on the floor. There was bones in there. But see, again, the house has a very strange history to where a psychiatrist had it at one time, and he was cutting off the penises of the men that would come see him, telling him the only way they could fix himself mentally was to get rid of their penis. And then he formaldehyded them in jars. They were all in the basement. He went to prison for a while, and then he moved to Florida. You had the Pagan Motorcycle Gang, which lived in there, which was the last people before we bought it, was the Pagan Motorcycle Gang.
Horrible.
Before, and then now the place is in a nudist colony as well. So you can walk around there nudist can be. Like right now, today, we can go over there and walk down the road nude. It's true.
They used to have the guy right down the dirt road from there called Naked Nick, remember?
Yeah, Naked Nick.
He'd be out mowing his yard. And his
Naked Nick.
Naked Nick. Yeah, he was like 70-some years old. Like he came knocking on the door one day, and I didn't know that it was a nudist colony. Like I didn't know when we bought it. We didn't know.
Totally nude.
Because we had to go to court to buy the house because the people were in default of their mortgage, and they wanted to sell it to us.
They were the pagans.
Yeah, they were a Pagan Motorcycle Gang. They wanted to sell it to us because they didn't want the bank to get it because they wouldn't get anything out of the bank. If they sold it to us, they were going to get money. Their debts were going to be paid. So we had to go to court and beg the judge to let us sell this house. Letting the judge know that we had a house in Ocean City, right on the bay, worth a shit ton of money, that we were going to sell to a developer to build a bigger house.
Yeah, because that house was so small.
And
That
if
was
we
like
could
shit.
buy this one. So the judge told the bank no, they couldn't do it and allowed us to buy it. Well, that was the biggest mistake we ever made because the house had so much going on with it. Now, before the Pagan Motorcycle Gang, I don't know who...
Remember when they left the deer carcass in the kitchen?
They left they left dead animals all over.
Oh, they were horrible.
They had dead animals all over.
Disgusting.
They and like I said, you had the psychiatrist. Then you had a Satanist group that was in there between the psychiatrist, or no, before the psychiatrist, or between the pagans, whatever. And they practiced satanic rituals up in the tower
I don't know
room.
if I ever told you this, but back Daisy was probably only
3.
You
You
maybe
talking about Sally?
2 or 3. Well, no, that's another story.
Yeah.
Sally. But back when you guys got the house, I was babysitting while you were somewhere. You and Larry were somewhere. I was babysitting John and Daisy, and the pagans came back, and they were riding around the house on their choppers, on their motorcycles, and they were trying to intimidate me. They were riding.
Oh yeah, you did tell me. I think they were trying to get their pot. Weren't they trying to get their pot plants out of the backyard?
They
though?
were mad because when we got in there, I was chucking out trash. Okay, and I couldn't.
Well, they were dead carcasses. What are we supposed to do with
right,
them?
right. The deer, the half-dead deer in the kitchen. I didn't.
No, for
touch
real,
that.
Steve. Half dead deer in the
No, I
kitchen,
believe
like cut in half.
But there was so much. There was beer cans. There was trash, just literal trash. So I'm bagging stuff up and chucking it over the balcony, trying to get rid of dirty couches.
Yeah, because
chairs.
there's no way you could go up and down the stairs because this place, like it is, it's 6,000 square
Yeah.
feet. It's 5 staircases.
So
like you're not doing
The
it.
easiest way to get
Is
rid
to
of
chuck it out the window.
was take it to the balcony and
Throw it off.
yeah, because I was having to get rid of furniture that was like just no good.
Yeah.
It was just and I don't know. There was something in theirs they got mad about. The father or somebody got mad. I don't know if it was. I can't remember now. Maybe it was an amplifier, a speaker. I don't know. It was something that got.
But the
chucked.
thing is we carted their stuff that
I
they
know
couldn't
that.
carry and protected it for them. This is what I didn't understand.
I
what
know
they got bent
that.
about.
We weren't doing anything to them. You guys actually helped them
Yeah, we did.
by buying the house, getting it out of the court.
Because we
system.
didn't have to buy it. We had to go to court to buy this place.
That's right. Anyway, they're driving around, them and their pagan group, choppers, going around, and they're cussing at me in front of these 2 kids that were small.
They're so glad I wasn't there.
And I'm like, I went out there. Well, they started cutting. They were yelling at the baby, cussing
Oh,
at
I
her.
did not know
Oh,
that.
I tell you, well, see, you guys were so busy then. You don't remember. Anyway, they were out. John, I think, was out in the yard. He was out in the yard doing something because he was uncontrollable. Daisy,
My son was crazy.
I don't know what she was doing, but I was watching her.
She's just a little baby.
Yeah, I know.
2 or 3.
She was somewhere. Anyway, they started cussing at her, using all kinds of foul language, cussing at her. And I came out there and I said, you don't come here and cuss at these kids. I said, you get out of here. I did. I said, get out of here. You don't own this property anymore. This is not your place. So go. And I mean, these were some big dudes. Big.
Well, see, all I needed to do, honestly, I could have rode down to Williamstown because the motorcycle gang used to take me to school. Okay, and they weren't the pagans, and they're a rival gang.
But,
and we would encircle them and beat their ass right there in the middle of the woods. That's what would have happened.
He said some foul words to me. Started cursing at me. I was the only one there with your 2
That
kids.
fat bastard couldn't have run if he had to.
But he left. He left because I wasn't playing. I wasn't going to have him talking around your children like it was pretty foul.
No, because I would just pick him off with bullets. Like, I ain't playing games.
He looked at something in the trash in the yard and got mad because he saw it in the trash pile.
If the fat slobs, on all honesty, had gotten jobs and that son on welfare and smoked pot and did their drugs, they would have lost their house.
I think they were just guzzling beers.
Yeah, that's all they did.
Yeah.
That's all they did.
Yeah. So anyway.
I'll be right back.